Afternoon, Otters, on this fabulous day in May. Today I'm going to read a story by Mary Casanova, and it's called The Day Dirk Yeller Came to Town. The day Dirk Yeller came to town, the wind curled its lip. Cattle quit lowin', and tumbleweeds stopped tumbling along. Townsfolk whispered, "He starts stampedes. He holds up trains. He's trouble." But I reckon Dirk Yeller had a good time, 'cause I just hit a home run through a window. Pa always said, "Sam, you're a world of trouble and curious as a tomcat." So when Dirk Yeller tromped into the post office, I dropped my broom to the floor. "I'm looking for something," the outlaw growled, "to take away my cat scratch fever." His fingers were a itchin and a twitchin, and the postmaster backed away. But I wasn't worried. Sometimes I was fidgety too. The postmaster stammered, "Try some calming elixir from the general store?" At the general store, merchandise went a-flyin'. "I'm looking for something," Dirk Yeller said, "to keep a coyote from baying at the moon." Mrs. Peterson drew her children close. "Have mercy!" But I wasn't scared. Sometimes I felt a little wild too. Why, just yesterday I dropped a toad from the back of Emma Peterson's dress. Mrs. Peterson trembled. Try those live traps over at the trading post?" I skedaddled too, following along. At the trading post, rakes and shovels clattered. "I'm fixin' to find something," said Dirk, "to keep jumpin' beans from jumpin'. Like Dirk Yeller, sometimes I was jumpy too." Shorty wiped his brow. "I know nothing about jumpin' beans, but maybe you'd like some new boots?" Dirk Yeller shook his head. "Well, go try the saloon." At the saloon, Dirk's fingers were a itchin' and a twitchin'. His eyes were trained tunnel dark. "Must be something here," he boomed, "to keep the rattlesnakes from rattlin'." And the customers darted for safety. But clear as well water, Dirk Yeller just couldn't sit still. "What you need," Swagger and Sal, "What you need," said Swagger and Sal, "is a nice cup of hot coffee. Try the jailhouse." Dirk Yeller stomped out. At the jailhouse, Dirk Yeller warned, "I'm itching for something, and I won't stop until I find what I'm looking for." "We're peace-loving folks," said the sheriff, "and I'm serving you notice. Ride your horse here out of town before sundown." Dirk Yeller gulped the sheriff's coffee and then left with a slam. The sheriff spotted me. "Sam!" I tipped my hat and scrammed. Down the boardwalk, Dirk Yeller stomped through dust and dung. Dirk Yeller clomped, and in the middle of the street, he stopped. I suddenly remembered what always helped me. I gulped down my jitters and stepped into the outlaw's shadow. Dirk Yeller's eyes drilled into my backbone, but I held my ground, and I stood tall like a world of trouble. "Dirk Yeller," I said, "if I can show you how to stop your itchin' and twitchin' and your jumpin' and rattlin', will you promise to leave our town in peace?" The outlaw gave a snort, which I took to mean yes. "Then follow me." To my relief, glory be, Dirk Yeller tromped right after me. Inside the new building, he was itching like a dog scratching fleas. His eyes were coiled for trouble, but Miss Jenny didn't seem scared. Sweet as pecan pie, she asked, "May I help you?" "I'm looking for something," Dirk Yeller grumbled, "to take away my cat scratch fever, to keep coyotes from baying at the moon, to keep jumpin' beans from jumpin', and to keep rattlesnakes from..." Come with me. Then she led the way to a tall stack of books. This one, she asked, or perhaps this? Dirk Yeller opened a book and then started to mouth the words. I could tell he wasn't a real strong reader, and when he stumbled on a hard word, his face turned red as Ma's blue ribbon tomatoes. So I whispered, Here, Mr. Yeller, let me help. And together we sounded out word after word, and soon Dirk Yeller was turning one page after another. And the more the outlaw read, the less he itched and twitched, and the more he read, the less he jumped and jittered, and sure as shooting, Dirk Yeller was sitting still. Before long, the sun sank low, and the sheriff rattled handcuffs in warning, and then Miss Jenny called out, Closing time! And the outlaw glared, I'll be back. And the townsfolk froze, and I froze too. What if I'd been all wrong? I'll be back, Dirk Yeller said, to check out more books. And the people cheered, and then he winked, and to see Miss Jenny. Saddlebags full, Dirk Yeller rode off into the sunset, and the wind blew a sigh of relief. Cattle started lowin, and tumbleweeds went back to tumblin along. And ever since, the library has become the busiest place in town, especially for folks with curious, restless minds, like Dirk Yeller and me. The end. And yeah, all this time being spent at home, I hope you're all taking advantage to read some books and just read some things that you want to read instead of the things that you have to read at school. I know for me it's been really nice to just kind of dive into some books and read good stories and let my mind wander and kind of forget about everything that's happening sometimes. Take care, otters. We miss you. Can't wait to see you again.